Hey y'all, hey, it's Galanda B, your emotional awareness coach, and I am back to talk about what is mindfulness today, right? So if you're new here, I'm an emotional awareness coach and I teach people how to recognize their emotions through mindfulness so they can have more joy and calm in their lives. All right. Y'all might notice that I am dragging a little bit today. I'm actually dragging a lot of it today because it's been an extremely long day for me. I worked a full work day today, like 8 hours. And some of you might be saying, Galanda, a bunch of us work 8 hours. What's your point? I haven't worked a full 8 hour work day in a long time. Now, I've been at work for a work day, but I haven't done consistent work in a work day like this. I had multiple meetings today. It's too much. It's too much. And I am glad that I have made the decision to shift my life so that I don't have to do this every day. Okay, that being said, I said what I wanted to talk about is what is mindfulness, right? And mindfulness is the practice of paying attention on purpose without judgment. And the important part of this is all of it, but what I'd like to talk about first is the non-judgment part, because I think a lot of people say, okay, I can pay attention on purpose. I'm paying attention to what I'm doing, right? And they might be focused on that activity in the moment, but then their mind starts to wander. Or if they do stay focused on the activity, then they start to judge the activity, right? Um, and I think that there are basically three kind of components, right, that can help you be more mindful in your daily life. One is intention. You got to decide. Like, you can't just be like, oh, I'm going to be more mindful and la-di-da. No, you have to be intentional. You have to say to yourself, I am going to pay attention to what I'm doing at the time that I'm doing it. You have to be intentional, and that sometimes you know that your mind's going to wander, and you're going to be like, hey, mind, you're wandering. Come on back over here, right? So intention can be defined as working to cultivate awareness, right? Working to cultivate awareness. So if you want to be more mindful, you want to cultivate your awareness, and you have to make the choice to do this, right? The second part that's a big component is your attention. And I have found in my own personal practice and observed in others that humans, especially those in the Western world, have a problem with trying to get to the next thing. The thing that's happening already is not as important as the next thing, right? And for mindfulness, you really have to be in the present moment, right? So the present moment for me while doing this video is to pay attention and make sure that I'm looking at the camera. My eyes tend to wander. I'm sure y'all notice that if you watch my videos. I might glance over here, glance over there. Sometimes I have notes, right? But the present moment is about giving you all my full attention and demonstrating what attention looks like. Okay? A third component is your attitude. Yes, your attitude is a big component of mindfulness. I'm sure there's plenty of people who would be like, what's my attitude got to do with it? Everything, right? There is two key areas of attitude that you should pay attention to. One, and I've already mentioned this one, is the non-judgment, right? When you're observing something that's going on with someone else or yourself, you have to practice not judging in the moment, right? Judging itself isn't bad. I have another video about that. Maybe I'll put it like right here so you can see. But non-judgment is a key component to attitude. The other key component is curiosity, right? So we have judgment on one side, or more specifically, non-judgment, and then curiosity on the other. And while it's important to have a curious mind, it helps you to stay present in the moment, to figure out why the thing is doing what it's doing, right? Why you're feeling a certain way, or why something triggers you. Okay? So I'd like to give you an example from someone who might be a veteran, right? And this could be a veteran that was deployed during a time where there was actual live fire. Okay? So over time, they're in this environment, they do their time, and they're gone. Okay? They happen to be walking in their neighborhood, walking their dog, and all of a sudden, they hear pop, 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 pop. And they break out in a sweat and stop dead in their tracks, right? Now, their first mind might be to duck and run or something of that nature. But if they come with a curious mind, right, they can say, oh, wait a minute. Just a few moments ago, I was not sweating profusely. Why am I sweating? Okay, I heard those noises. What about those noises caused my body to react in this way? Oh, when I was in the military, I was in situations where there was live fire. And live fire means I had to be aware of my surroundings because my being alive was at stake. Okay? This is that curious mind. All right. I've noticed that I'm triggered. I figured out the association of what triggered me, and now I know that. Then curiosity says, ask yourself, well, are you in a live fire situation right now? And the veteran looks around. No, they're in their quiet, generally quiet neighborhood, right? Okay, so if I'm in my quiet neighborhood and I am not in the position where I would be under live fire, do I need to be anxious and run or hide right now? And in this particular case, the answer likely would be no, because the explanation I'm going to give for the pop, pop, pop are some kids playing with those little cracker things that you know, they come in a little white paper and you throw them on the ground and they pop. They had some of those, right? And this is a relatively safe neighborhood where they don't have the threat or the issue of gunfire generally, okay? So having that attitude of curiosity gives you the opportunity to inquire within yourself about your own reactions while not judging your reactions, right? There's nothing wrong per se with his reactions. There's a history to that. But the curiosity helps him process his physical manifestations of his mental state so that he can then regulate himself, right? The awareness, so he can regulate and he can keep on going with calm. Maybe not the same level of calm he had before, but definitely not in a flight situation, right? So I'm sharing this to say that if you are trying to decide that you want to be different in life, that you want to be more calm, that you want to move in a way where your nervous system is not always activated, I implore you to check out mindfulness, right? And as you explore and you work toward being more mindful in your daily life, you're going to remember your intention, which is your choice to cultivate awareness. You're going to remember your attention, being in the present moment and the sensations that you're having in that moment. And then you're going to remember your attitude of non-judgment and curiosity. And I'm going to add the bonus attitude of kindness, also known as grace to yourself. First, you could be mindful with other people too. However, I would invite you to practice mindfulness with yourself first. Because keep this in mind. It's very difficult. It's not impossible. It's very difficult to give to others, share with others, project to others what you're unfamiliar with yourself, right? So if you want to be mindful towards others, you have to be mindful to yourself first. So hopefully this is helpful and helps you get on your journey to being mindful in your daily life, right? If you want, feel free to put down in the comments situations where you're like, I'm not sure I can be mindful when this happens. Let me know and I'll respond in the comments, or I might even make a video for it. So until the next time, it's Galanda B. Bye-bye.